Hey everybody, my name is Crystal. I am with Tranquil Ascending Flow. I'm an intuitive healer and a Reiki master. What I'm going to do today is pull a couple of these chakra oracle cards, see where you're blocked. Then we'll do a collective tarot reading and we'll wrap it up with, I'm going to send Reiki to the areas that the cards say you're blocked. If you want to follow along, I'll show you the hand positions. I think it's much more empowering for me to show you how to do Reiki for yourself and to start tuning into your own body when you feel blocked. For me, if I'm stressed or I'm in traffic, I'm back on the East Coast. I've gone coast to coast in the last 3 weeks. And when I come back here, it is so stressful for me to drive. There's so many people. It's a parking lot, no matter where you go. So I'll put my hand on my heart. It's usually my right hand. And that's where I feel it. And then I just send love to that area. So if you start tuning into where you feel it in your body, you can do spot checks. And all Reiki is sending universal love to the area where you're blocked, and it gets the energy moving again. So if you want to follow along, just nod and say, I accept. If not, no harm, no foul, just say no. And if you want to watch without receiving, excuse me, our intention is the most important thing. So if you say no, you won't receive it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I have prayed and meditated over these cards and cleansed them before we got started. And my intention is always for the collective's highest healing, highest good, and highest timeline. So I'm going to ask you to connect with your ancestors, your spirit guides, your God, and I'm going to do the same. And we will see where we go. I hope everybody is doing well. It has been a whirlwind trip. My son and I, he flew out to Colorado. We drove to Glenwood Springs, Mount Shasta, the Redwoods, which were absolutely incredible. I mean, it's just mind-blowing. We did Crater Lake, then we did 3 days in Moab, Canyonlands, and Arches. Then we went back to Colorado, and from there we drove to the East Coast. I had some things I needed to wrap up in Maryland, and I'll be leaving in a couple days. It's been kind of heavy. I've been to a viewing, but you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have people all over the U.S., so much support. I've seen tons of friends, and it's just been awesome. Okay, so number 12, which is a 3, it's desire, goals, passion, craving, and fulfillment. This is our sacral chakra. I'm going to cover her up so I don't get in trouble. So that's tapping into our creativity, our emotions. My hands are small. These are hard for me to shuffle, but I love these cards. It's the Oracle deck by Carolyn Sangster. Okay, and the next card out is, this is funny. I can't make it up, 30, which is a 3. So you have 3 so far. Expression, assertiveness, control, self-control, and direction. This is your throat chakra. I'm going to pull one more. I've been meaning to do posts and things. CapCut has not been my friend, which is fine. And I've been struggling a little bit. Okay, and the last card out is 1, your root chakra. So I feel like we are collectively, honestly, clearing out our root. And so Mount Shasta is the root chakra of the earth. And when I went there, I thought I was going to have to spend 3 days. But when I was there, we stayed for 2 because it felt like releasing and letting go. I'm there with my son. His dad and I wanted to travel. He's passed away coming up on 7 years ago when we were young, and we got pregnant and we never did it. And so going back there with my son is pretty fitting. Going to the places that I had wanted to go. It's just 20 years later, but there was nobody else I'd rather be there with. And come to find out, Mount Shasta is not only the root chakra of the earth, it's where Saint Germain resides. And Saint Germain is the saint of abandonment. And it just, once I got there, it felt like release. I didn't need to stay there to resonate with the area, but I needed to let go of some things that were no longer serving. And when I got to Moab, it felt like we stayed there for 3 days because, Shasta has vortexes and portals, different places in the mountain. Moab feels like a portal, period. Like everywhere you go. And it felt like we had released what we needed to release. And it was like making space at Shasta. And then once we got to Moab, we were receiving the energy at that point, because we had cleared out the space. So we were able to receive it, and I felt like I needed to stay. This is also family stuff, our roots, and which is connected to the sacral chakra, right? Our emotions, how we feel about what's happening in our family. And then being able to speak about it truthfully, honestly, and kindly. And maybe saying, this may have served, in the past, but it no longer does. And I'm not going to pass that down to my kids. Or, nieces and nephews or the younger generation. There's value in the way that we've always done things. Absolutely. But I think people my age and that are raising children, it's our job to say, but there is space to do things differently. You don't have to do things the way that they've always been done because it's a different world. My son and I have had lots of talks about college. He has an associate's, and I don't think it makes good financial sense to spend $30,000 a year when you don't know what you want to do. That doesn't make good financial sense. When I was coming up, college was the only way. And I'm holding the space for him to make that his own decision about next steps. All right, so the first card out, number 13, which is a 4, death and rebirth. You can see here, it looks like the third eye is illuminated. And yeah, death is things that no longer serve us, maybe things that never served us. Being outside, being connected with the trees, with the earth, with the stars, going inside, finding that place of quiet for meditation will activate your third eye. And as I say that, bottom of the deck, third eye. So I might send some Reiki to that area as well. So that's your current position. What is the challenge? Ooh. First card. Page of Cups. So the page in the court, he's dreaming. He's dreaming from his heart. You can see energy. It's like when pigs fly, right? Pages bring in messages. They're new to the court, and there's hands here around a heart. I don't know if you can see that, but they're excited, they're young, they're youthful. what they lack in experience and knowledge, they make up for in enthusiasm and excitement. They're ready to learn. They're a student. So maybe you're learning something new that is heartfelt, or it's something maybe that you've always wanted to learn and just never took the time to do. It could be a message coming in, and it could be new love, honestly. And like when pigs fly, to me, is using your imagination. That is the best way to manifest. When you are coming from a place, let your imagination go. Instead of like, oh, what could go wrong? Start saying, what if? What if? And let it go. You set your intention, and then you think about how it's going to feel once you realize that goal, and how, like, as if you've already had it. And when you're resonating in that place, feel those feelings. Let your imagination go. Dream big, and make sure it's heart-centered. Whatever the dream is, it needs to resonate here. And passion too, right? And that's the sacral. It's like, what fires you up? What is something that you would do for free for anybody? Reiki is one of those things for me. I charge for it, absolutely. But there are times when people want me to give them a session, and I'm not going to say no, because it brings my heart so much joy. And with each time I do that, I know I'm healing the world, because, I mean, how many people are going to feel the effects of one person, right? How many people are they connected to? So you heal one, you heal many. Recent past is the moon. This is a Pisces card. It's 18, so it's a 9. So in the recent past, you came to the end of the cycle, and we're coming up on a full moon, but we just had a full moon in Pisces. And to me, this is things under the surface, things unseen, shadow work, illusion, right? And then I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but over here we have the wolves, the duality of the situation, right? Black and white thinking, we're getting away from that. There are more than two choices, always. We're coming out of this world where it's this or that. And to me, this looks like a portal. So maybe you've stepped through a portal, you've ascended, you're coming to the end of, you've done the shadow work, and you're coming to the end of a cycle, and you can see your patterns. I also see this as a Cancer card, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So maybe it was a Cancer, or, I mean, it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but a water sign, but Cancer or Pisces that you were dealing with. Near future, I love this. It's the Queen of Swords. She's Queen of Discernment. She's a great businesswoman. Don't come to her emotionally, right? Give her statistics, give her analytics, I don't know if I said that right, but give her the facts. This is a friend of mine. This is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And one of my friends, she's like, I love reading manuals. And for me, I'm a water sign. I'm a Cancer. I read the first sentence and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this, right? Let me YouTube it and figure out what I need to figure out. But they're brilliant. They really are. And she's got this sword in her hand. It's down, but she's ready to strike if need be. She's connecting with water and air. She's sitting in a place of meditation, connecting with as within, so without. How does she feel about the situation? Not how does the world feel. How does she feel? So the next card out, I love this. 8 of Cups. This is what your higher self wants you to know. You're walking away from something, and you're putting it in a burning bowl, and you're heading to a brighter future. Sometimes the resources that are available, and there are resources always, are not worth it. It's like, nope, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to walk on to the unknown, to the unseen. I'm going to trust in my intuition, right? Cups, or emotion, which is tapped into intuition. I'm going to burn the things that no longer serve, and I'm going to walk away and just trust. All right, and how did the collective get here? Whoa, wow. The Emperor, I love this. This is Aries energy. The Emperor is all four kings. He is divine masculine. He's sitting on his throne. He's stable. He's grounded. He's tapped in. His left foot's on the ground, not his right. So maybe he's in receiving mode. But he's holding a lamp or a bell or something like that in his right hand. He's the master of all four elements. He's sitting in his power, his structure, his authority. So maybe you have become an authority on something. You've done some shadow work with the moon card. You did some type of inventory, like, where am I going to go from here? What have I learned? And then how can I share that with the world? Because air is thoughts, and it's our words as well. And you're making a different choice. And 8 is about karma, but it's also about abundance. And sometimes we have to let go of the things that are no longer serving and trust in what the universe is bringing in, just based on a feeling. All right, next card is current attitude. Whoa, thank you. Yeah, you're definitely coming to the end of the cycle. 10 of Wands. So if you can see this, she's walking downhill. The uphill battle is over. The path is lit by torches. I don't know if you can see that. And she's walking away, but she has a companion, and she's taking all of the lessons with her. She's not starting over. She's starting from experience. She's taking everything she learned with her. She has her wand in her right hand. So right is the doing. She's received the information she needs in the 9 of Wands, and she's closing out that cycle. 10s are the N+1. I love that. And you're standing in your power. That's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and absolutely you are. This is your outside influences right now, is the High Priestess. She is things unseen. She's intuition. If you can see this, to me, this is like the hollow bone. We talk about it in energy work. Information is dropped into our crown by source, and we process it through our body, through our chakras. And when it gets to the root, we can then release what's no longer serving. She's the keeper of hidden knowledge. So I'd say your magic, this is like a water sign to me. And maybe you're becoming a channel. Maybe you're doing automatic writing. Maybe you're learning how to read tarot, something like that. But you're finding out who you are. Maybe remembering who you are, and that's pretty cool. I did ancestry, and I found out that I'm quite sure my mom's mom and dad, both of their last names were involved in the last Scottish witch trial, June 10th, which is an important date for us. And both names are there, and I did the ancestry, and it tracks. Your goals and aspirations is the 3 of Pentacles. So this is building, but this is building on a creative endeavor, right? You're working with other people. It could be finding your soul tribe. To me, this looks like chakras, heart, sacral, and root. But they're enjoying what they're doing. So maybe you do have an idea. Maybe something came in a download, which is quite possible, right? From spirit, when you're driving and singing and not thinking about anything else, and an idea pops in your head, that's a download. For me, when my hands are in the water and I'm washing dishes, water is a great conductor, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a great idea. whatever it is. But I feel like meditation is important, and I say this until I'm blue in the face. That's what she's doing. She's sitting here in a state of meditation so she can channel the information clearly. Maybe, Epsom salt bath, lake, ocean, something like that. Before I leave here, I'm driving to the beach, and even though it's October, I am putting my feet in the water. So goals and aspirations, and I'm going to clarify this. 7 of Swords. So this can talk about, this is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This can talk about deception. He's sneaking away in the middle of the night, under the light of the moon. He's got a dagger in his right hand, ready to use it if need be. He's getting away from the city. Maybe it's travel. Maybe you're getting away from people's opinions, gossip, anything like that. And you're saying, I'm out of here. Ravens or crows, they're messengers from the other side. So that might be something to look out for. What I want to do, please clarify the 7 of Swords for me in the final outcome. And honestly, 3 of Pentacles and 7 of Swords, that's another 10. So you may be seeing 10-10. You may be seeing 3-3. Thank you. Strength. So whatever it is going to take some strength. That's a Leo. Oh, thank you. A Leo card. She's heart-centered. She has a companion, right? The lion or the lamb. Which one are you? But she's making heartfelt decisions, and she has the infinity, which means whatever she puts out in the world comes back. And so you may be seeing 8-8 might be another one. The next card out, 5 of Cups. So she's looking at the cups that have spilled and not the resources that are still available. She's focused on the problem, not the solution. And again, like I said, this may be your thoughts, and it does take strength to get our thoughts under control. What are you telling yourself? Because our thoughts become our words become our actions. So it starts right here. And for me, this is meditating. It's journaling. It's getting these thoughts out on paper so they don't control me. And I can look at it third party objectively. And honestly, bottom of the deck, King of Wands. He is magic. He is psychic. And if you can see right here, Leo, again. So you have 2. It's strength. It's trusting in what's coming through. He is connected to source. He has the wand in his right hand. That's the doing. But he's connected to the earth. So wands, to me, they are downloads. So maybe it is trusting what's coming through. Trusting the guidance. And what you don't see coming, bottom of the deck, the devil. So what are you holding on to that no longer serves you? It could be, as within, so without. I quit smoking. That was a thing that no longer served me. It probably never did. But I was tired of hurting myself, right, to deal with life. That was an attachment. It could be you're attached to the way you think, the negative thought patterns. It can be an addiction. It can be a person. But it's releasing those attachments and setting yourself free. And then the Sun, which is the happiest card in the deck. And that's a 10. So really, I feel like you are stepping into your power. And if you're doing any of this type of work, if you're watching this, you are on the spiritual journey, the spiritual path. I would say come back to center, right? Do some meditation. And it does take strength, right? Our thoughts are loud. And it is very hard in the beginning to learn how to control them. Do a guided meditation. There's tons of them on YouTube. I love The Honest Guys are my favorite. Jason Stevenson's another good one. But just type in guided meditation and start with a 5-minute one. And do it you do it whenever you feel like you should, but for me, it's at night before I fall asleep. And then once the meditation's over, I drift off, and it helps me tremendously throughout the day. It helps with anxiety, it helps with stress. It helps me to tap into my intuition, because the world is very loud and we're very thought centered. In my opinion, our gut is our first brain, our heart is our second. And if it clears these two, then this brain gets a say. This one does not lead the show, because, our thoughts are pre-programmed. By the time we're 8, we have 60,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are from when we were kids, and we're just doing this in a circle. And then we wonder why I don't want to be like, one of my parents, and then I grow up and I'm repeating the same patterns, and it's like, why is that? Because it starts here. So you get your thoughts under control, you get the world under control. And it takes strength, it takes determination, the value in hard work, chop wood, carry water, doing it every day. One of the things I'm like, this is my self-care, and I will keep my word to everybody else. And then at the end of the day, I'll be like, no, I'm too tired to do whatever for myself, to journal, to meditate, whatever. And so who am I breaking my word to? Me. And no wonder I didn't trust myself. And so I stopped doing that. If I say I'm going to do something for myself, even like this video, I'm like, you need to do a video. I'm doing it. I'm done breaking my word to myself. That ship has sailed. So thank you, Spirit. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to send some Reiki to your throat. I'm probably going to do your third eye too. Your third eye, your throat, your sacral, and then your root. Third eye is going to get the amethyst, sacral carnelian, lapis for the throat, and jasper for the root. So if you want to follow along, third eye, here and here, throat, here, here, or here, sacral, right below the belly button, and root is where your pelvic bone is. Thank you for spending this time with me. It means more than you know. If you've made it this far, you can hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And until next time, I hope you take real good care.